and welcome to the latest edition of New Belt Day Review. I am Serge Moore. Today's edition, ladies and gentlemen, is a sad state of affairs because we have received our replacement Strikeforce Championship belt made by Jagu John, who you can find on eBay or Facebook, and I don't know if I want to keep repeating those words. We received Jagu's belt this past week, and in a way it's hard to say that I am very disappointed, not just in the outcome of what he sent me, but in his reaction to my feelings about his effort in making this belt. As we all know from the previous review, and let's go ahead and pull this belt up here. This is the first one he sent me, which was a nice belt. If you're not looking for something that is 100% accurate, it was perfect. The leather was real nice. The plates were very heavy, very nice. There were issues with the plating. The stones were coming off. A lot of the stones were crooked. And then the plates, especially the side plates, are in the wrong location. We've been through all of this. There were several issues with it. So I'm going to show you in a text message right here the day after or of me releasing the original review. Jagu contacted me, wanted to know what was wrong, and I advised him. We went back and forth. It was hard. There's always the language barrier. And we finally got to where he understood that it was just really the placement of the plates. He concentrated a lot, and I'll show you the text messages here as I go along. It's a lot. There's a lot to go over, so I don't want to get into details too much on that. I will a little bit later. The plating wasn't a big deal. I just want the plates in the right location. And even then, I wasn't really even going to ask for him to send me another belt. I was just defending my review, is what I was doing. My opinion, after going back and forth with him for a while, he offered me, and I'll show you the text message right here, to replace the belt with 24 karat gold plating. To be honest with you, I'll tell you more on my opinion on when they try to sell you with the 24 karat gold plating. I don't think it's actually anything except the fact that they're using new solution, not using the same solution for all their belts. So you might get a bit more of a gold shine, but most gold plating solution is 24 karat gold. But I don't want to get into that right now. I told him all I want, just make sure the stones are on right and make sure that the plates are in the right location. The leather was great. The plates are great. The curving, everything was beautiful. I had no problems with it, and I actually would have kept this one just fine. Maybe made the changes myself, but this belt is not that important to me. I just like the look of it, but it's not a personal belt that I take personal interest in having, like a lot of the belts behind me. It wasn't that big a deal to me, but I wanted to see what he could do. And he went ahead and started to make a new Strikeforce belt for me. This was back in July. As the months went on, I advised him even back then, do you want me to send this back to your middleman, Joey? Do you want me to send it to the new buyer? I always try to work with buyers. He's doing me a favor. He's doing something. He doesn't really have to do it, but he's trying to do good customer service. So I said, I'll send it out to whoever you need me to forward it to. I asked him that, and I'll show you the messages several times from July to October. Then there was a point where he posted a video showing me the work he had done so far. The plates were still in the wrong location, so I had to go over that with him again. The gold plating, if I wanted it dual plated or gold plated, and that should have been my first sign that there was something going on, because this is not a dual plated belt. This is an all gold belt with stones. There's no silver on this belt. But he kept asking me if I wanted it dual or gold. And I said, that's not an issue. That never was an issue. The belt is supposed to be all gold. Later, more time passes, and I think in September, he posts a finished video of the belt and asked me to make sure everything looks good. The plates are all in the right locations. Everything looked fine, but you can't see everything in videos. You can't see everything in these pictures, no matter what. All I could see was that the stones looked good. I couldn't see if they were crooked or not because you can't tell. The gold plating looked better. The leather looked similar, the same. The plates looked similar, the same. More than anything, the plates were in the right locations. So finally, he sends it out. When I get the belt, I open the package, and the first thing that comes to my mind is, this is smaller. So you tell me. I know that might not tell you a lot, but let's compare. This is the second belt. This is the first belt. You can see, just by looking at it, you can tell. Something's not right. I sat down on the floor, got a tape measure, and I started measuring. And then you will see that the main plate is 1/2 inch less taller, 1/2 inch less wider. So are the side plates. And yeah, beautiful gold, right? The colors are right now. Great. I could see that in the video. But what I couldn't see was you're going to see in this next video, where I'm going to show you up close so you can compare both these belts. It's a first person view, and you can compare. A lot of shortcuts that were taken besides the size of this belt. Take a look at this video.
Alright guys, here's a close-up view. I wanted to take a little bit of video so you can see these pictures aren't doctored or anything like that, any excuses he might make later. This is the replacement belt, which was supposed to be an improvement. How you get that big square crooked like that, I don't know. Look at that. Look at these. Look how crooked all these stones are. Some of them are worse than others. They're hanging off. Had a couple that fell earlier. But well, it gets really good here in the middle. Look at this S. Like, I know this is not an easy job, man. Putting these stones is a headache. It is hard. It is, you know, it hurts your eyes. But, man, look, there's one missing. Look at the sizes are off. This is what you do. You make belts. I mean, I tried to stone belts. I was a disaster. I stopped. Look at that. You're still charging people. Most people won't know the difference. They'll get it home. They'll say, hey, it's shiny. Yeah, it's pretty shiny, but well, I don't have to say much.
So as you can see, he took a lot of shortcuts. Look at the curve on the original belt and the curve on this new belt. The leather is a little stiffer than last time, but that was passable too. I didn't have a problem with that. I'm going to show you the messages that I got back from Jagu when I advised him that I was not happy that this wasn't a good belt, that the quality was actually less than the first belt. You'll see that he never really responded to anything. I'll leave them up as long as I can so you can read them, but he never responded to why it was smaller. I told him I measured, it's smaller. Never responded, never gave me a response of why it was smaller, why the stones are still crooked, why the stones are still falling off. Never responded to any of that. All he told me was, basically, if you don't like it, go buy the real belt and spend $3,000. Because this belt only costs $300. So if you want all of that, go buy it somewhere else, is basically what he was telling me. Now remember, people, this is someone that I have ordered 4 belts from. This is someone that knows that I have a voice. This is how he treated me. So imagine how he'll treat you when you order your $250 belt that you think, hey, this isn't accurate. Tells you, well, that's my art. Take it or leave it. And I'm gonna stand by my previous reviews of Jagu. He did make me some other belts that I thought were excellent. Turnaround time is unbeatable. But if your price and your turnaround time are going to affect the quality of your work, then it's better if you take 5 or 6 months to make a belt. And now remember, it still took him 3 months to make this little belt that he made me, and he still didn't get it right. I'm not saying that Jagu is not a good belt maker. I wouldn't have made any of these videos about his belts if I didn't think that they were good. There was something about Jagu's first few belts that I ordered for him that were great. And this, like I said in the first video, was a test for Jagu. And he failed. And unfortunately, Jagu's business ethics also failed. Because you don't blame the customer when you send out subpar merchandise like this. Whether it be real replica, no matter what it is. To you, Jagu, maybe $300 isn't enough, isn't a lot. But to somebody that had to save to get those $300 to send to you, and when they don't, you argue with them and block them like you did to me on Facebook, someone that ordered 4 belts from you, that's disgraceful. So if any of you have a voice and want to speak up, if any of you are members of his group, I am no longer a member, so I can't warn his customers of what they might get. The new buyer that I had set up for him to buy the first belt, I have already advised that he should probably get his money back. I don't go this dark on people, but this really affected me and it really bothered me. Thank you for watching, and like I always say, get the hell out of here. Bye now.